We've already checked, it's your
Can I
responsibility.
open
Yeah.
that?
Do we have any
Yeah, I
public
just have that one
comments?
because of all the,
Any public
there's a lot
comments?
of reports in it.
Any public
So wait a
comments?
minute.
I have a public comment. Are you
What?
watching Caitlin tonight? Not Caitlin,
They
the
said-
Hawkeye, I
Okay.
the women.
Too.
Yeah, me too.
What channel?
It's on Big Ten
Big
Network.
Ten Network.
Oh, good.
And I don't know what that looks
Okay.
like.
Six
I mean,
o'clock.
the
Turn this
tally
over
lists
to
are
Abby.
for the write-ins. They,
Oh, okay.
that's what, they do it on separate pieces of paper because it's a lot, but this is what it's a certificate
Okay.
of the write.
Is there just a tally from the precinct? No,
I mean,
this is all the
they
stuff.
have the reports.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so I don't know what you want from me, but I will just kind of, as always, lay out everything that I do have here. So on election day, we had 8,436 ballots that were counted. And we added 18 yesterday. The absentee board considered ballots. They had 32 altogether and they voted or counted 18 of them. So we have 8,454 ballots that were cast here, which is compared to the registered voters, that's 74.27% turnout, which
That's good, isn't it?
I
for this year?
believe it's beating the state average, as Jefferson County always does. I don't know if you want to talk about the differences that made, but that's what happened there. We had a few write-ins that happened for different positions. Cedar Township trustee only had one candidate on, and so these are all of the write-ins that were, declared elected, I guess, on election
So
day
one of them
because
was
of,
Ben Huff, right?
I think he was on the ballot.
Yeah, I think he was, I'm not sure.
These are people that were not on the ballot, so like Cedar Township trustee had one person on the ballot and one person not on the ballot. So these are the ones who won by write-in. Cedar trustee, Des Moines trustee, Lockridge trustee, Penn Township had 0 candidates and those were both determined by write-in. Each candidate got 15. And Walnut trustee, they also had 0 candidates and had
How do
2
we-
write-ins.
How do we rectify that?
What do you mean?
How do we get a trustee for that?
Oh, that's what I'm telling you, that they elected from
Okay.
election day. These
Okay.
are all the ones that were elected.
Okay,
And then soil and water also, there was 3 positions up, 2 candidates. The 3rd candidate was determined by write-in. Jill Burnett got 27 out of 194 write-ins. You can see this is the list that I pulled together from all 12 precincts and the absentee. And I've
This is for
created this.
Township trustee.
This is
alone,
for
yeah.
soil and water
I'm sorry,
only.
Sorry.
So I have created where, this is the total in that column. This is what the machine says we should have. And if there's a difference, and you can look through all of these, there's 0 difference. I've balanced all of those. You do,
Question.
yeah,
On the trustees,
yep,
have they been called and agreed to serve?
no. That's for the townships to do.
Okay,
I do have 4.
I didn't know how that worked.
I do have 4 that you guys need to draw for Cedar Township trustee to fill vacancy. Wesley Davis and Wilson Finney both got 3.
Oh, now I know why the bucket's here.
Yep. I don't know who wants to draw it, but I need a. Alright. So once you guys get to signing, I will go in and print their certificates and the abstracts and summary for that. So Wesley Davis for Cedar Township trustee to fill vacancy. So he now has 2 positions that he's elected to, so he will have to pick which one he wants.
What 2 are they, just curious?
Cedar Township trustee and Cedar Township trustee to fill vacancy. All right, in Liberty Township, there were 2 positions that were up. No candidates. Ron Neubauer got 4 votes, and then we had 4 for blank. And we had Bonnie Hilger, Chris Basnes, Clay Neubauer, Dean Haney, Faith Reyes, Nathan Porter, and Rodney Shedding. All got 1. So you're picking for the second candidate on that.
So Ron got the first one.
He got, yes, because he got 4 write-ins.
Okay.
So his name is not in there because he got 1 of them already. Alright. Rodney. Oh my goodness. This is for the Liberty clerk to fill vacancy. There were no candidates on for that, so we had Alicia Barnes, Carrie Winheim, Faith Reyes, Judy Neubauer, Nathan Porter.
Those people each get 1 vote, is that the deal?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
there
just picking
were,
them, you're just picking a name randomly.
yep, there were, blank got 3 votes, but we, obviously, that's not a person. So there
Right.
were 5 other people that got
Could have been Nelson.
1.
These tally.
Please don't say that
not-
because
we
then I
don't
think
have
of bad
anything
things to
in
say.
there, And that's because,
Sometimes they just don't know how to fill it out.
oh, okay,
That honestly is the answer. All of the information is on all of these tapes.
okay. So will you fill it out or?
It's their canvas materials from election night. So I don't fill them out. All right, Locust Grove Township Trustee, we have Paul Miller, Chris Rankin, Virgil Simmons. Blank got 1, but it's not in here, and then Sam Schilb. All right.
And who won that?
Sorry, Chris Rankin. All right, so once you guys get to signing, like I said, I'll go print the summary pages and the abstract pages for those and the certificates. Do you have any other questions?
Well, sign.
How are you gonna determine what West Davis Club is?
Greg Leaguer.
Or is it up to him?
It's up to him. He has to
I'll tell you
Right.
that.
he has to essentially write a letter or kind of a resignation that says he's not taking this position, he's taking this one. And then it'll become vacant and the other trustees will then at that point,
Mhm. Fill that position.
yes, appoint. And then
Okay.
it stays that way until the next, in 2 years, essentially, that'll be on the ballot.
So regarding these tally sheets, who does the absentee tally sheet? Because this isn't filled out either.
It's,
It's
mean,
all
it's
just-
all because there's multiple reports.
Uh-huh.
Because they had 2 machines going on election day and then they also added to it. I don't know.
So can I take pictures of these? I
Yeah.
guess? All right.
Can we sign?
Do you guys want to make a motion before you start signing or?
To do what? Certify?
Mhm.
Do we have a motion?
Get a motion to certify the election as presented.
Second that motion.
A motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Is Abby buying us lunch?
I asked, but it was awful quiet.
I think I deserve lunch.
I want lunch.
She's
I want
moving
lunch.
so
You
fast
don't?
that she's gonna be out of here before lunch.
Oh,
Is there
okay.
a summary sheet of this? I don't know what I'm taking pictures. of.
It's all these are all just write-ins.
These are all write-ins?
Yeah,
Oh,
My
okay,
lord.
from the
Mhm.
absentee, it's broken down by
okay,
like president for Blackhawk Township, president Buchanan
Okay,
Township, the
okay.
write-ins.
this is all about write-ins.
That's what the tally list is essentially for, is it's mostly about the write-ins. I mean.
Okay. All right.
Right.
So this, if you could keep, I mean, you don't have to
Keep
keep
them
the
in
clip
order.
when you're signing, but this is what I have to give to the state.
Yep.
These are all of ours. This is just the front page of both. This is for the state and this is for ours.
Just keep them in order and Abby will be happy, okay?
And then certificates.
Yep.
Everybody has to sign everything.
Yes.
I don't know how you want to start all of that, if you wanted to.
Just start and go this
So I
way.
need the write-ins for the.
I'm gonna do this first.
District one. Is it in
Okay.
here?
Yep.
Okay, maybe I'm just missing it.
So US Representative District
Okay.
1.
Do I sign my own thing?
Here. Anyone
Yes,
you
else?
do.
Okay, so that's.
Do this
So
and
then
pass-
there's,
just
because they had two machines going.
make a pile so they'll be ready for
There's one.
Susie when she's
Just
done the
In
certificate.
the same order.
Board,
And I'll do the same on this one.
so right here, here to here.
What if
And
I
it's
don't
only
want-
these two pages.
Never mind.
Would
This
be-
is Joe's and I better
Yep.
not be, no.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
go make these pages
All
up
right,
for
so
you.
that's it.
Did she lock the door so we can't get out?
If we run out of ink, does that mean we're done?
I don't know.
I've got one ink pen here.
You're not helping, Joe.
I have a door full of weed.
Oh. Never mind. I started on I signed in wrong parts. D.
That's okay.
Did she say? Could I?
You see the paint drying, Joe?
Yeah,
I told him it was like watching paint dry.
you're lucky you don't have about 12 ink pens laying in front of you. You gotta use them all to make your signature.
Yeah.
Oh, but you think Abby locked the door?
I'm not sure. See, I'm not going out to Walmart and buying a new TV because Black Friday sale, even though it's not Friday.
How much, are they cheap?
They're 50 inch for $138.
What
Really?
brand?
Brand.
Hisense. Roku.
You have Roku now?
Yeah,
You like it?
yeah. I really don't need one, but I had a 50 in the RV and no, that's not true. At one time they had 48 inch. And I had a 48 inch in the RV and it was bad on me and I couldn't get one anymore, so I got in there as a 43. And I could put a 50 up there. Are these done? So I passed the Susie.
I'm almost done here.
No, that's fine. I'm just,
Shouldn't take that long for you to make an X, should it, Susie?
that was good. That was good.
You know what I had to do yesterday?
Practice signing your name for the
Well, Susie, you were
I
just
had
walking
a
into
septic guy out to clean some septic up. Had to buy a new stove and get it installed. What else? What else?
it. Cook stove?
Yeah. Now I'm telling you what, it's cheaper if you go out here to the home store
Is it?
than it is. Oh, yes.
So who installed it for you?
The
They
home
have
store,
some-
yeah, it's included in price.
Oh,
They took the old one, put the new one in place.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Did Gavin come out?
yes. Oh, yeah, he always comes out.
Where else did you look?
Nowhere. The stove that I quit working the display started that blinky stuff, you know? And there've been a lot of reports of houses burning because of that blinky stuff. It's that, like the stove on fire or the oven on.
So is it a regular stove,
Yeah,
like
right,
sliding?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Convection oven?
Uh-huh. Only paid $800 for it.
So that's pretty good.
I,
Oh, where do I start? What do you, oh, I'll just take
That's
whatever.
have
we,
the, how did I say something? I've had mine since 97.
Your stove?
Yeah.
Well, I've replaced a washer, dryer, and a stove now, you know, within a time period of a month.
Yeah.
I think they all run out.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Well, the average life now on appliances is only 7 years.
Yeah.
Well, this is just it is very basic, I mean, literally gas. Doesn't have any, doesn't even have a clock in it.
The inside of this stove is pretty cool. It has a kind of a funky blue lining. So when you look in there with the light, you can see without.
Ah,
It's really kind of cool.
I keep a flashlight in my mouth.
There,
I do.
you should probably keep a flashlight by your deck.
I don't have a deck.
So you walk your step when you walk out of your
Oh, well, yeah.
house.
No, it needs a walker there.
I probably should have somebody else take the dog out and not me.
Either that, Joe, or he should have a zip line where he could just hook onto it.
That's a good idea.
But then it's the stop that'll get him every time.
Do like I do with the kids' dog. They won't take the dog out. I open the door and take my foot, push the dog out, then they gotta go out and find the dog.
Yeah, well, believe me, I would do that with this one, except he'd take somebody's leg off.
Oh.
I've thought about that more than once. And he's not my dog, but I inherited him just like the last dog I had.
So who'd you get this one from?
Same one I got the last dog from, Brandon.
I was gonna say he walked in.
Oh, the last one I got was a chocolate lab that he brought home from, he worked for the school district. And when the school was out for the summer, he worked for the county park. And this dog showed up, one of the workers at the county park, and I don't remember which one, brought this dog. said it showed up on his property and he was afraid he was gonna get shot or something. So Brandon goes, oh, I'll take it home. Big chocolate lab, she was full grown. It was a great dog. But he moves to Texas and continually forgets to take the dog with him. So 13 years later, whatever it was, I buried the dog because I had her all that time. So he moved back from Texas and decides, I want a dog. So he goes to town, he gets him a German Shepherd, it's a mix, but looks like it's got some husky in it, a Malamute. And he moves to Memphis, Missouri. The dog doesn't go with him.
Oh.
And that's the one that wanted to see if I could fly.
So you're saying you don't have your wings yet?
No,
He's not gonna get one.
you're probably right on that one too. Okay, these are all done, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, where's my next one, Dee?
That plan.
I didn't watch the game last night. I was watching the season premiere of Coast of Oak Island, but I see where the Iowa men won. But I guess they had to come back in the second half.
Did you watch the Iowa women
Yes.
last week?
Virginia Tech, yeah.
Yeah, watch that.
On the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think Lucy's gonna be okay.
I think the thing I liked about, I don't know if it'll be that way through the season, but that game against Virginia Tech,
Yeah,
we had 4 players in double digits.
yeah.
That's good.
And Addie was 100%.
Anybody watch the 49ers game?
I didn't get it.
They win or lose?
They won, but it's a miracle.
Is it? Are you a
They
Niners fan?
played awful. I'm a Brock Purdy fan.
Yeah, I like to watch him play. And I'm not necessarily a 49ers fan, and I'm not necessarily a Chiefs fan, but I like to watch Patrick Mahomes play. And you want to talk about a last second miracle there.
Well, they were Purdy played a good game, but the rest of the team, Moody missed 3 field goals and finally made the.
Yeah, that's what the Chiefs, they actually blocked a field goal that would have won it literally with no time left.
Tom Brady was the commentator. Yeah, he
Oh,
actually
wow.
did a decent job, I thought, but apparently that's controversial, depending.
I don't imagine that that's a very easy job, actually.
Probably not.
Well, it was help, he's been a quarterback, so he really understood and could explain
Mhm.
a little more in depth sometimes. Yes, we even put our Brock Purdy jerseys on.
Well, good for you.
He was in Iowa not that long ago, harvesting corn,
Doing what?
harvesting corn.
He married a farmer's daughter,
Oh, wow.
And he brought George Kittle with him.
I
Thought that was kind of cool.
the Iowa boys.
Yeah, he's kind of a reincarnation of the Kurt Warner story.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Hopefully I don't miss any and they stick together and trying to.
Oh, Abby will catch it.
I know she will.
We gonna start on this D or where am I at? I just did that.
And do goodness.
I got a
Put
couple
that
more
in
here,
Abby's
and then-
pile.
Okay.
Yeah. How much more start on these?
Start on these.
Yeah.
Either one, I don't.
Mhm.
I've been waiting.
We'll get to them all. At some point.
These go on the bottom, Susie.
Okay.
Lee, I see your signature here. I think you kind of missed your calling.
Should have been a doctor.
You should have been a doctor.
That's as far as I got in med school, prescription class.
Oh, okay, okay. Sarah said that's one thing they told him, to come up with some kind of a unique signature, so it wouldn't be as easy to copy.
Ah, okay.
That's what he's asking.
Yeah.
She go to Iowa.
No,
Great
he
job,
went to
Grace.
Laura
I am.
College
Okay.
and then to DMU.
Oops.
She was up there when Branstad was president, so we got to know him pretty good.
That's fascinating.
Define,
Okay.
i.e.
Mm.
capital J. L
Just
E I N E.
Super.
She's our resident deer hunter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
No, she's a
they come to
resident
her though.
tornado watcher.
Well, that too.
Huh.
She has an extensive resume.
Storm chaser.
Yeah. And she attracts kamikaze deer.
So Abby, are these just one?
Yeah, just the front page on those.
Right. That's easy. Saving the best for last.
Yes, you do have these to add in as well.
Of course we do.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Are you like a quarter of the way through your 4,000 signatures?
It is a lot.
Maybe, wait, are those things we have to send to what you have? That's done.
Where these,
Yeah.
none of those require signatures.
Oh, goody.
No, we're getting on the downhill side.
Abby, how do you feel the election went this year in this county?
I think we had a good election. Couple of things that could be improved on, but you're never gonna have anything be 100% perfect because
Right.
it just doesn't exist.
Is that turnout 74% pretty good for this county?
It is, in 2020, we had more. We had 9,001 voters, I believe.
Yup.
Yeah. But I think that's because of 2020 was just a weird year and they had, you know, a lot of the state, I believe, the Secretary of State's office sent out the request forms, the absentee request forms. And that drove up the number of absentees. We had 6,200 absentees compared to the just under 4,800, 47,
How many absentees did you have this year?
so they counted on election night, 4,752. And then, what did I say? They added 18 votes, but those weren't all absentee. I think they added 10 absentees,
They came in after.
well, 10. And then, so 16 absentees,
Got a, from in the last week,
yes,
16, okay.
yeah.
Overseas.
Six of those were the military and overseas ballots, and then 10 of them were the
Thanks.
potential non-citizens that cured
I
those
knew there'd probably be
situations.
something there.
How'd that come out? That curing.
We had 14 altogether, and 10 of them were cured on time. Which 4 of them were not.
And right. And 10 weren't here, or
Correct.
4?
Oh,
Were 4 weren't.
4 weren't, 10 were.
Yeah.
We should be done.
Huh? I didn't have to click the, when we used me.
Okay, fine. Need those
There. Let's
minutes
see this
Okay.
and the abstract results.
Okay. For that specific race or all of them? Because these are the abstracts.
Just that
Where's this
specific
go?
ones.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can get that for
What am I
you.
getting at? Where are you?
I think you're done. Oh, wait, you're not done. Yeah. Those are just like that, so then.
Okay. That Lee hasn't done.
No,
That's it?
you're not. Simple.
How did you guys think election went? Any negative comments that you
People are
heard?
complaining because they had to stand in line too long.
Well,
Had somebody get mad at me because the line was gone long in the courthouse.
I guess here is my response to that. Right, wrong, or indifferent, this was a precinct for 10,000 voters before election day. And on election day, there are 12 precincts for 10,000 voters.
Just
So,
front page, right?
yes. And
No, I'm just saying,
people were complaining that we should have had more workers, but when our office, every day towards the end of the day, we would help because, we wanted to go home on time, which didn't happen, but we wanted that.
Abby, you're
The
always gonna
booths
have.
were always full and people were still standing in line. So you can add more workers, but then you have to add more booths. And where would they like us to put more booths?
Would
Plus
you
all
be
the
bet-
voters.
Would you be better off downstairs?
I have some concerns about how that would look if we had voters and how would we position the room, and if the line is going out, how is that going to affect people in the bathroom or using the break room or anything like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
We could use the back room and people could kind of congregate in that front room. But then a different problem presents itself. That room worked really great for our absentee board.
Mhm.
When you have this many ballots to deal with and you have poll watchers, they had a minimum of 3, sometimes 4 or 5 every day that they were down there. And we added a 6th worker just because of trying to get through them all. It was nice for them to have some space, and they had 2 machines going on the second day.
I think the other thing is being down there, it's out of sight, and I don't think that's good.
Right.
I'm not saying, don't misunderstand, I'm not saying that anybody will do anything nefarious, I don't mean that, I just mean
Right.
that it's out of sight.
Well, and I know that the other offices here are pretty upset that we take up the whole lobby for 16 or 15 days. And
But that's your job.
I mean,
Abby, somebody's gonna be upset about something all the time.
Yeah,
Well,
you can't make
I think it went really
everyone
well.
happy.
And it'll be interesting to see if there's gonna be this many early voters going forward. This was unusual. You've never had that
I've
many.
I've been doing this for 13, almost 13 and a half years, and I have never had that many people in line every day.
Right.
We
So-
are used to way less numbers.
I wouldn't do a knee-jerk reaction and change anything just
No.
based on 1 year.
No.
How do you,
I do like the space that we kind of took over. Just, you have seen our office and how much stuff we have that it's a lot. And
What were those booths in your office used for?
so for the most part, that was overflow, but we also have the booths for the people who are registering for the first time or had an address change or a name change, so that we would have a booth for them to use and not make them wait in the
Sorry,
line.
Susan, go.
no, it's okay. I have a camera, what was I gonna say?
well, and then you went outside and did curbside.
We did, we
Mhm.
had quite a few curbside voters that happened on,
And that's helpful to have that.
How did the school work out that
Yeah.
Friday night to high school from today?
there were 109 voters that day. 102 of them were people that were registered, and 7 were people that either had changes or were new. It's a lot of work,
Yeah,
but
Yeah, that is that small thing.
I mean, to think about us only being a couple of blocks away, it's a lot of work involved in getting a second site going. But we don't really have a choice in that. so.
I heard positive comments, folks that, like say they're a nurse, they have to go to work at 7 in the evening. So that worked out really well for them.
Yeah,
So who decided that that would happen in your office or?
so it used to be the auditor's office could set up satellites, and
Mhm.
that is no longer the case. It has to be petitioned for.
Oh,
So
okay.
the school petitioned for it. Something that they they think that they get to choose time, date, location. What they're petitioning for only is the location. They don't get to choose the time and date. We went along with it this time because they had requested that, but that is not a requirement that we do that.
How many people did you have on that Saturday?
We had 147.
Oh, the Saturday before.
Yes. Don't quote me on that exact number, but it
Okay.
was right around there.
I'm just curious.
That's interesting, because I don't think a lot of people realize you're opening.
Typically, we don't see that many people, 30 to 50-ish
Yeah.
on the Saturdays before these elections that we have to be open.
Do you have anything else you want us to do?
I don't think so.
Thank you for all your hard work. We always appreciate it.
It's part of it. Thank
So-
you.
so
Thank
next-
you.
We don't do this again for 2 more years and maybe not in that big a quantity.
Unless there's an election.
The gubernatorial election definitely is.
Oh, I think it'll be busy in 2 years.
It's definitely a quieter election compared to a presidential
Mhm.
because there definitely are people that only come to vote for president.
Yep.
They don't vote other elections except that, so. You definitely have less of a turnout compared to a presidential election, but it's definitely busier than just your, like a city school election.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Oh, yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.